beautiful morning to our beautiful people of Ibadan and beyond. You're tuned into the heartbeats of the city, the perfect choice station for you out there who are the high flyers. This is I-FLIER 103.3 FM, the station that lifts you higher. It's a brand new day and a fresh page in the story of our lives. And I am here to tell you that you're more than capable. You are more than enough. And today's yours to conquer. As the sun rises over the hills of Ibadan, let it remind you that no matter how dark the night might be, the light always returns. You woke up this morning, that's your first win of the day. Now the question is, what will you do with it? Greatness does not just wait for comforts. In fact, will you be keeping or will you keep waiting for the right moment? Or you're going to rise and create it. And that's why I said greatness does not wait for comfort. Champions are built in discomfort. Your dreams are valid. Your voice matters. And your actions, starting now, will define your future. So whether you're a student chasing knowledge or an entrepreneur building from the scratch, a worker grinding through the hustles and bustles of life, or you're just trying to figure life out, know this, you are not behind. You are in your season. Keep showing up, keep believing, and keep flying high. And speaking of flying high, today marks a powerful moment right here on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. You know why? Because you are tuned in to the right station. And we are proud to kick off our first flagship program for this morning, Press Drive, a movement that is powered by truth, clarity, and community. In a world that is full of noise, we are bringing you the news that matters, the voices that shape our society, and the pulse of Ibadan. Raw, real, and responsibly delivered. Stay with us as we speak with change makers, dig deep into local stories, and of course, drive forward with fresh energy. Like I will always tell you, this is not just a radio. This is High Flyer. This is Impact. This is Ibadan. This is the perfect choice station. So turn it up, call a friend, and let's ride this wave together. It's your city, your station, your story. Welcome again to Press Drive. Let's fly. Today is the 11th day in the month of November 2025, and starting the headlines from the Nigerian Tribune. From the Nigerian Tribune paper on the front page, we have these headlines. Reps invite EFCC, ICPC to probe $4.6 billion global fund, USAID grants. That's on page 4. And on page 26, EFCC declares Timipri Silva wanted. That's on page 26. Boko Haram, ISWAP clash at Borno border. Over 150 killed. NAF kills ISWAP terrorists. Bandits in precision airstrikes across northern states. Police partner DSS, others to intensify patrol operations around churches in Abuja. That's on page 3. We place high premium on stable power, coming from Tinubu, and that's on page 5. National Hajj Commission announces court in 2026 Hajj fairs. That's on page 27. Coffee may protect against irregular habits by 39%. That's a study on page 4. Historical mistrusts, land grabbing, illegal mining, banditry trigger violence, coming from presidency as Tinubu receives donor briefs on security and infrastructure. That's on page 3. On page 25, Okwebolo revokes MOA's C of O, asks site to return to Benin Central Hospital. That's on page 25. And also we have this one, wildlife trafficking. Courts send 2 to prison. Orders forfeiture of gorilla. That's on page 17. And from the Nation paper, silver wanted by EFCC over $14.8 million fraud. Ex-minister says it's witch hunt, and that's on page 4. And also religion, not Nigerians crisis, says Shoyinka. We are dealing with extremists, coming on page 3 of the Nation paper. Nakan slashes 2026 Hajj fares to 7.6 million naira. Lottery, Lagos sues National Assembly for defiling Supreme Court. All of those on page 4 of the Nation. Okwebelo revokes Museum CFO, takes EU envoy to Monarch. That's on page 6. Airstrikes kill terrorists in Borno, pound hideouts in Katsina and Kwara. Troops launch Leslie attacks. 200 ISWAP fighters killed in clash with Boko Haram. That's on the front page of the Nation paper, and then you continue the reading on page 2. PDP faction ask NJC to sanction Ibadan judge court to hear case on convention. Federal government scale up 2.3 billion hero power project generates $2.2 billion investment. That you can find on the front page, and you continue on page 3 of the Nation paper. Also on page 4, we have UNN VC objects to ex-minister Naji certificate forgery suit, and that's on page 4 of the Nation paper. And away from that, and now to the New Telegraph. From the New Telegraph newspaper, we have this headlines. Tier 1 banks suffer 545 billion naira capital erosion in 10-day market crisis. That's on the front page, and you continue on page 3. Also on page 8 of the New Telegraph, breakthrough as Nigeria joins unified West African power grid. That's on page 8. And we have more. All right, on page 6, on insecurity, APC governors beg traditional rulers to conjure gods of the land for protection. All right, that's on page 6. And on page 2, EFCC declares ex-Bayelsa governor Timothy Silva wanted for alleged conspiracy, fraud, conversion. And on page 9 and 10 of the New Telegraph, coming from Baba Ahmed, we need to be angry with our leaders. They have taken us for granted. Ex-French president released from prison after 3 weeks. That's on page 4. And on page 3 and 5 of the New Telegraph as well, this is on Trump's threat. U.S. may alter West African security landscape, coming from ex-DSS director. As Ryder says, aid stoppage represents severe diplomatic ties downgrade. Boko Haram, ISWAP, banditry, existential threat to sovereignty. And also Trump threatens $1 billion legal action against BBC over January 6 speech edits. Okay, that you can find on page 3 and 5 of the New Telegraph. PDP National Convention or your courts adjourned suit till November 12th. That's on page 3. Federal government targets local production of 500,000 tons of methanol. That's on page 27 to boost local production of chemicals and fertilizers. Historical mistrust, land grabbing, others triggering violence in North Central, coming from presidency, as President Tinubu orders regional commission to join fight against growing insecurity. And NAF says cost of terrorists killed in Northeast, North Central, Northwest, precision airstrikes. That's on page 2, 5, and 27. All right, Reps probe $4.6 billion grant from Global Fund, USAID. 6 end to analog governance, push digital economy bill. That's on page 4 and 30. And this is a study on page 29 of the New Telegraph. All right, Flavolese okay, flavonols rather, in cocoa may improve blood flow. All right, that's on page 29. And now to the Punch. From the Punch paper, Presidency eyes NNPC shakeup as oil output flutters. That you can find on page 35 of the Punch. 9 banks pockets 14.7 trillion naira interest income. That's on page 37. On page 22, over 100,000 policemen assigned to VIPs. That's on page 22. $14 billion probe. EFCC put silver on FBI Interpol watch list. That's on page 41. And on Trump's threats, troops pond terror bases in key states. 86 rescued in air. Ground assault in Borno, Kwara, Katsina. Boko Haram, ISWAP clash, leave 50 dead. That's on page 2 rather, of the Punch paper. Tinubu pushes Siemens deal for fresh 4,000 megawatt power. That's on page 35. PDP convention, Wike block petitions, NJC. That's on page 26. All right, and on page 5, motorists stranded as Oyo residents protest road extension. And on gaming bill, Lagos sued National Assembly for contempt. That's on page 6 of the Punch. And the last one for this morning, the Daily Trust paper. Coming from former President Obasanjo, says, under my watch, U.S. couldn't do anything in Africa without my knowledge. That's on page 6. And Abuja hospital mortuary drowns in trench decay. That's on page 14. And this is on silver. EFCC puts FBI, NCA, Interpol on alert. That's on page 4 and 5. And bandits attack 5 vehicles, abduct passengers in Kogi. That's on the front page, and you continue the reading on page 3. Federal government pushes for Ikweremadu's transfer to Nigeria. That's on page 6 of the Daily Trust paper. All right, and we have more. PDP convention, Damagun-led National Working Committee mulls Wike's expulsion. That's on page 10. Nakan reduces Hajj fares to 7.6 million naira. And many killed as Boko Haram ISWAP clash in Lake Chad region. That's on page 7 of the Daily Trust paper. These are the major headlines making the rounds this morning. If our time can, we'll definitely talk about federal government pushing for Ikweremadu's transfer to Nigeria. We also get to talk about motorists stranded as Oyo residents protests. Okay. Trying to get that news. Well, yes, I found it. Motorists stranded as Oyo resident protest road extension. We also get to talk about that and many other ones our hands can lay on this morning. Remember, we're live on Facebook. On Facebook is at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live, at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. Drop your comments right there and we would love to read from you this morning. Once again, good morning and welcome to Press Drive. With me in the house is Barrister Folusho. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning this morning, sweetheart. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Trust you slept well.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. Good morning. Good morning, Nigerians. I know that my sweetheart said you should grab a cup of coffee. Hot one. Coffee, tea, or ogi. Very hot ones.
Serene environment, accommodating reception, well-equipped laboratory for biology, physics and chemistry, fully furnished classrooms, counseling rooms, key library, halls for conferences, institutions, standby generator, mini-mart, among others.
Yes!
I-FLIER International School
can boast of inspiring, captivating curriculum, academic excellence, social amenities and structures, as well as dedicated teachers who are more than ready to train your children academically and morally.
Admission is ongoing. Enroll your child to a primary and secondary classes today and enjoy the dividends of modern and quality education.
Join the high-flying team and visit us today at Unit 1 to 5, I-FLIER College Road, Ogungbade, Ibadan. For further inquiry, call 0815-815-8707
or 0805-331-6634. I-FLIER International School.
Nurturing I-Flyers.
All right, so let's begin, and we're going to start from our dear states as regards what happened yesterday. Motorists stranded as Oyo residents protest road extension. Motorists were stranded on Monday when thousands of the affected residents of Ibadan Circular Road Corridor project took to the streets of the state capital to stage a peaceful protest. The protesters carrying placards, banners, and posters arrived at the end of the Ibadan-Ife Road at about 10 a.m., causing a gridlock in the area. The protesters also blocked other major roads, sending a signal to the Oyo State government to drive home their intentions, while some were gathering at the state secretariat. They later marched on through Idiakwe to join their counterparts at the state secretariat Agodi Ibadan, where the protests peaked. All right, our newsmen observed that the arrival of the protesters led to a temporary shutdown of the secretariat as the protesters were denied access, while visitors and those who had business interests suffered delays till the protest ended. One of the protesters, Akim Olaya, said, "We are law-abiding citizens. You can see that our protest is peaceful. What we need is very simple. It's just for the Oyo State government to maintain the 150 meters already marked by former Governor Rashidi Ladoja, now the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land." Also speaking, the group coordinator Adeniyi Fashoye, said the protest was not political and that no politician was teleguiding or sponsoring them against Governor Seyi Makinde. "We are not politicians. This peaceful rally is not politically driven. We are protesting the extension of the corridor for the circular road. We are appealing to the state government through the governor to leave the corridor alone. They should not extend it beyond the 150 meters already mapped out." It was also reported that the idea of the Ibadan Circular Road was conceived when the current Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Rashidi Ladoja, was the governor of the state. The idea suffered a temporary setback owing to the illegal impeachment of Ladoja, which robs him of the second term opportunity in 2006. It was learnt that Ladoja marked 150 meters for the construction of the road, but the current governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, is planning to extend the number of meters for the circular road corridor, which could affect more houses and community lands. Over 100 communities, which cut across 7 local governments, including Ido, Lagelu, Onara, Akiyele, Oluyole, and Egbeda, urged the state governor to maintain the 150 meters already marked by Ladoja. All right, so what do you make of all that played out and what is happening in Ibadan right now?
Yes, it's a great thing, and I want to say kudos to both the government and the people that are protesting. For the first time, it shows that we are, of course, civilized people. Unlike the posture of federal government to protest, anytime there is protest, the police begin to give marching orders as if somebody that is going on protest is breaking the law. No, it's not breaking the law. It's his right. And everybody has the right to association and the freedom to protest, especially in a democratic society like ours. So we did not see the police, mishandling the situation or declaring some people wanted by virtue of the protest. We did not see even the Oyo State government doing anything that made it impossible for them to protest. I think I have to give the government kudos. Even the Nigerian police Oyo State, I think they did a very good human job, and I give them a thumb up for that. I think they should continue in such ways. Protest is not a crime, and to that extent, they should not be looked at as crimes. So anybody, even a single person, can protest. If you felt what government is doing is making you uncomfortable, then you carry your placard, go to the secretariat, and you can be there for days, for years, as you like it. It's your problem. So people should not be looking at protests as an offense. In fact, the law said the police should protect the protesters. That is what it says, and not the other way around.
But not when Showore is involved.
And that is what I'm saying. And that is why I said the last time we spoke about Showore and protest, that it appears the Nigerian police has turned themselves to comedic character to Showore. So an elder that ties corn around his waist, turn himself to a comedic character to chickens. So, and they will continue to run after him. So, and I think that's what the Nigerian police are doing regarding Showore. Now that's on one side. Then the second side of it is that the fact that the protest was on an alleged plan extension of road. Yes, and why should that bring about protests? It is the fundamental right of any Nigerian, according to Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution, to own and acquire properties anywhere they like in Nigeria. But again, that is subject to the fact that government could, take over any land necessary for the purpose of the Commonwealth, for the purpose of building maybe roads or something that is beneficial to the public. And in that instance too, the Constitution said the people whose properties has been taken should become compensated, at least to enable them maybe probably get other properties in another place, and but they should not be left without being compensated. And we know the compensations it doesn't come automatically like that. Before you could prove that you actually have a property there, you must have a CFO or some other document that the government may require for you to get compensated. And you know how many houses get CFOs in Oyo State? In fact, in Nigeria, not in Oyo State alone. Many people some people do not even have survey plan, building plan. They don't have. Some people does not even have survey for the land. They just bought a piece of land, built 2-bedroom flat or 1 flat or 1 room or 6-room and apartment there, and that is all. So, and if such a house is taken up from them, so how do they get compensated? And many of them may have sweated and a lot to get that 1 room or 2 rooms done. So you see, I think Nigeria, we have to move away from this how can I put it, these straight-jacketed rules. If you are confiscating people's houses, I think the houses to be confiscated should be numbered, and the names of the people that own them should be compiled. That way you don't need unnecessary CFO, whatever. At least you know there are properties there before now, art properties. Assuming that the people are so sure that their properties being confiscated or being taken up by government will get compensation, I don't think there will be any protest.
And even if they are getting compensation, is it going to be commensurate to the property about to be destroyed?
Yes, that's another thing. So it means that all those houses must be enumerated and valued. So before even the demolition, but those things are not done here. And maybe you spend about 1 million naira, for instance, quote and unquote. That's just you need to build your house, and somebody is giving you 10,000 naira as compensation. That will not go down well with anybody, not really anybody. So I think going forward, government should really take the people into heart, take them to mind, let's behave to ourselves as if we are human beings, so we should behave as human beings to each other, with humane, with, because the purpose and the responsibility of government is the welfare and happiness of the people, including security. So if people are not happy, then to that extent government is breaching their duty to the people. So I think government going forward, rather than just insisting on CFO or other documents, the houses could be numbered. They get the owners of the places to verify, to confirm they are the owners before demolition, to enumerate and value the properties, to know how much is going to for compensation. Not that you demolished about 10 houses and you are giving compensation that is not worth to build one house. I don't think that is good. So, and that is why I think the Oyo State government should look at the plight of these people and see what it can do.
Okay, but there are words on the street, okay, that the governor might not listen.
And that's unfortunate, but they have other alternative, that is to go to court.
To court.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move away from that and let's talk about let's talk about other things. Why I had to give that deep sigh is because, at least if I don't know anyone, I know one person who probably had most of his life in.
That would be all. Maybe a resolution. And even if the government is doing, if the president or the governor is doing contrary to their resolution, they will just be sitting back and looking. Unfortunately, this is the country we find ourselves. And probably again, there is, like I said, they can go to court to seek an injunction for government to come in, tell them why they want to extend that axis, and tell the court why they want to extend that axis, and ask for the compensation they would like, so the court will be able to adjudicate well for them.
Okay, there's this comment by Pastor Dr. Mukaila Fami was saying that Oyo PDP specialize in demolition. They should be called Professor of Demolition Property, PDP. Very unfortunate.
Pastor, that's so.
Last Wednesday, which restrained the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command, and other security agencies from arresting, intimidating, or declaring Sowore wanted. The order followed an application by Sowore after report that the Lagos State Police Command had allegedly declared him wanted in connection with unspecified allegations. Delivering the ruling, the court granted an interim injunction restraining the respondent, particularly the Commissioner of Police, from harassing, intimidating, threatening with arrest, or declaring the applicant wanted pending the determination of a substantive suit. But Lagos Commissioner of Police, Mr. Olorundare Jimoh, who spoke during a strategic security meeting at the command headquarters in Ikeja yesterday, said despite Showore's invitation, he had failed to show up to the command headquarters. He stated that the declaration was made in accordance with Section 215.
He didn't tell us that. Because I know there's no law in Nigeria that says police should disobey court orders. In fact, I think Nigerians, especially our leaders, should have the responsibility to advise their advisors to advise them well. Yes, because they are being given, I don't think, advices that are ignoble advices. I think they have the responsibility. Tell your advisor to advise you well. This man went to court and the court said, no way, you should not. If you want to continue with that arrest, all you should do is go back to court and tell the court, this is the reason I want to arrest this person. If the court allows you, then you go ahead. It's not on you just giving parallel order to court order. And that is why I said it appears the police has turned themselves to comedic characters to Sowore. They are like an old man who ties corn around their waist, in the presence of fowls. So the fowls or chickens or whatever it is called, they will be running after the man now, and people will be laughing. So that's comedic character. So I think the Nigerian police is taking this too far, and they are taking it too far to their own detriment, to be sincere. And that is why I have to commend the Oyo police with what they did yesterday. In fact, there was no issues around the the protest at all. In fact, people might not do not even know there's going to be a protest until we saw them yesterday. All those places were jam-packed, hold up everywhere, but people continued their businesses. Nobody hurt anybody. There was no victim, there was no vanquished, there was nothing. Everybody was just enjoying themselves. And that is the essence of democracy. Protest. You protest, you disagree to agree. And when the Nigerian police is weaponizing protest, then to that extent I don't understand again. And that is why sometimes I said, when people begin to quote law, I begin to wonder, because I don't know, I am confused. Sometimes I am very confused.
Version. You know, you studied law.
The Methuselah type of law is good,
now,
because that one is making me to be angry.
Yes, to court now. This one is on alleged 80.2 billion naira fraud. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Court continues Yaya Bello's trial today. And thank God for the news, because I thought everything seemed silent until now. So Justice Emeka Nwete of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja yesterday adjourned the trial of former Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello to today for continuation of trial. Bello is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, before justice.
Thank you.
All right. Right, so rigging is the worst coup. Dixon Amechi wants ahead of 2027. I'd have loved for us to take the Kwerimadu story of federal government trying to bring him push for his coming back, but I'm not sure that news is verified yet, because I'm not seeing it in any other sources except for Daily Trust. And I've checked other sources. It might not be the same story. I mean, other persons have been calling for his repatriation, I think that's the word, to bring him back to Nigeria. But those are the Ohaneses, some groups, not necessarily the federal government.
Because they know that if the trial has been in Nigeria by now, it wouldn't even have been completed.
Okay, it's good it's coming from you.
Of course, no, it won't. I will say the truth. You'll be in court for years and for years because
and it
of
will drag and
drag. Look at Nnamdi Kanu's case, especially. Let's even use that as
even this our Yaya Bello. By now it should have been concluded.
Tony Ekpa, is it Ekpa? The Ekpa of Finland.
Yes, Simon Ekpa.
Simon Ekpa. So his matter was concluded within 9 months. So I said sure. Nnamdi Kanu has been there since when? So let's just forget about
since
that.
Buhari's days.
So let's just focus on the fact that they know the reason. Like the Yoruba says.
Dixon, who chaired the event, said rigging of election is the worst coup you can plan. A worse form of violation of the sovereignty of people is when politicians, government, security agencies, and the political umpire, it's the words, and also try recommending INEC for that particular election. All right. So for that particular election. All right. So I want you to just oppose. I want you to just oppose.
Dixon is a member of the Nigerian Senate. What is he doing about it? That's just for him. For Amechi, he's been enjoying the thing until now. So why are they now talking? What changed? So because it's been pushed away from the main political party and opposition.
It's actually very painful.
Very painful, and they should stop.
Actually very painful.
Very painful, and they should stop talking.
Okay.
Because when they continue to talk like that, because when they continue to talk like that, it's
sometimes when you are there, you will not see the real things.
Why shouldn't they say the real thing? Why shouldn't they? It's just like. In fact, Amechi saw the real thing. Because it was during his time as governor. Somebody was declared governor before they went to court and all that. Independent the electoral monitoring group have, it's the same for the first time. So I think with that, INEC should have a round of applause. So, but for other things, vote buying and all this.
Vote buying was still the talk of the town.
So let's
even
just
in that
say,
election.
yes, let's just say, of course, vote buying cannot be the fault of INEC.
Of course, definitely.
But of course, we look at them together as a whole. I will score them. If I score INEC 4, maybe I should score the Nigerian police 1.5.
So what will you now score Nigerians that are collecting the money?
Yes, unfortunately. unfortunately, sometimes I do not know what to say, because on one hand, people are hungry. On the other hand, the people knows that when these people they are collecting money from
selling their vote, the politicians, they understand them. They are ready to collect money. If people refuse to collect money, politicians will have no option than to follow the right way, to run after money. They don't care again, and that is the base of our governance. They cannot perform. Thank you.
Thank you very much, comrade. And Mariam Yetunde says, good morning. Trump's threat of invasion seems to be a wake-up call for the federal government, as it highlights their current shortcomings. While there are signs of effort, more action is needed. We require concrete steps, not just empty promises, as ensuring maximum security demands, considering all possible measures. Thank you very much, Mariam. And Pastor Dr. Mukaila Famiwa says, Benga Daniel provided a good portable houses for those who demolished their houses in Ogun State. Why can't Sheyi do same in Oyo State? Politicians should fear God, though. And Kola Wale Adaramola, God have mercy. He says, good morning to all Nigerians, Marvellous and my honorable barrister. You see it as very unfair and unrealistic for any Nigerian who is condemning Trump's intervention in Nigeria. Since he spoke, we can hopefully see some slight and little changes in our security now. It seems we are about right. He was the only respected president in Nigeria internationally. He was one of the world power in his own time. He's a voice in the world. It was because of him when he assumed power in 1999 that Nigeria received many pardons from the international world after the military had soiled the country in the international world. America respected him till tomorrow. He is the president of the world, ex-presidents association. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, Suleiman Sharif. Good morning, sir.
Good morning this morning, sir. How are you?
Thank you, sir. I'm fine, sir. Regarding the issue of circular road, so if you are a true son and daughter of Badan land, you have one or relative, even your friend, can be the victim of that. That development. But according to what they display yesterday, according to the placard, I read it. They said they want circular road, but the corridor is the major problem. And according to what the government said, that during the Babaladoja, they said that is 150 meters. But when the previous administration came on board, they had another 350 to make it 500. And if the previous government made an error, it is good thing for this present administration to correct that error. That's my own submission. So I know that our governor is a district governor and so passionate enough. So we want to appeal to him. Please, you should do it with mercy and consider these people. That all of us want that development. But what about those people that they're very struggling to start
the pensioners?
Just one room sometimes.
So I appeal to our governor as a compassionate enough that we know that our governor is very listening governor that have the good of us. You should consider these people. May God guide us right. Thank you.
Amen.
You have spoken well.
Yes, like Ola always said, maybe is it Ola or the other person? Maybe they can.
Sheriff?
Yes, not sheriff. Before that, I said Daniel built some houses.
It was Dr. Famiwa.
Yes, so I think maybe the governor should copy that too.
Okay.
It's a good one.
All right, thank you very much. And Sulaiman also added to his words by saying, to be honest with us, Donald Trump treat is a blessing for us.
It is so.
I can see the federal government taking action to end the terrorists that is ravaging our country.
And the terrorists are not even fighting themselves.
Yeah, so ISWAP and Boko Haram, they have killed about 150 already.
Of course.
God have mercy. All right, but unfortunately, the insurgents are enjoying funding and have enormous resources at their disposal to unleash mayhem on Nigerians and even attack the military. President Tinubu under the APC-led government can only end the security challenges in the country if he has the political will, but that political will is no more. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Marvellous.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is not an empty promise. You see, moving people concerning the US, I like that Baba just said that you guys cannot do anything without his watch. Anyway, I cannot blame Baba. He knew what he could do. Remember, when the time that thing started, he volunteered himself to go to Northeast. The day after, he soon was killed under the police. Anyone say that the matter of leather is smelling, that will be a precaution. Finally, issue of security this time around, let's call it spirit. That this Kaduna Americano, you know, took out what kind of their demonstration. They should cover themselves. So they kill everyone, but the hand of the other side is too heavy on other religion. So their name can be traced to their religion. They need to know that it's too bad. If you don't know when they use the force, if they should do it away, that's my thought. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate that. And also, Lasha Inde Habib Kamadupe says, well done. Pastor Dr. Mukala says, congratulations, my dear beloved daughter, on the occasion of November. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Olawumi Omarinde says, good morning, sir and ma. More wisdom. Why do you want to know everything?
Yes,
okay.
some Facebook, so they read it, let's say.
Right, so Busoyi Ajewale says, good morning from Badeku. All right, and Puzi Ajuke says, good morning from Muslim. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you all. Let's take this last call. Hello.
Hello, it's Marvellous. Good morning.
Good morning, Daddy Oyedele.
Yes, my body, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning this morning, sir. How are you today, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Pastor, let's from Arabia.
You're welcome.
sir.
First and foremost, I want to say that Donald Trump is not like that president or a leader that not always advised that they are well. God has spoken, and it's not him. God has not come around. And he's waiting for what our promised. And if there is no anywhere from now, should be expecting America. Yes, sir, I want to ask a question, sir.
All right, sir.
That when our governor or president, when they are in the first tenure, they will do everything well.